Let's go.
Freedom. Freedom.
You ready, Mama?
Yep, that's ready.
All right, everybody, we're back. I'm Colonel ChuBs,
And I'm Mrs. M.
and we bring you entertainment throughout space and time. Speaking of time, today we're going back to 1995. Remember that?
Yes.
Wow, what a weird year. But
Mm-hmm.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 4. This is the one with Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
When we'll talk about the ins and outs of them, because there's a little story behind it, as always, because we like to bring facts. You ready? Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
August 18th, 1973. Reports of a bizarre chainsaw-wielding family began to filter out of central Texas. Then silence. For 20 long years, nothing further was heard. 1995.
Except the second movie, but that doesn't exist.
Isn't
Right.
turning out the way you expected.
That's just
You find
before or
yourself on the
after
wrong
the
road
Jessica Biel.
at the wrong
Oh,
time.
No.
we'll explain.
I'm sure
About to
that's
come face to face with a
Jordana.
living nightmare.
Welcome to my world.
Really
The
is.
silence is over.
Does a great thing.
He's dead
Oh.
now.
Madness has returned.
Bionic leg.
Yep.
4 stars, terrifying and brilliant. This is the best horror film of the 90s.
Family values have gone straight to hell.
Genuinely scary and sharply self-satirical, Leatherface has a lot in common with the gender-bending killer in The Silence of the Lambs.
I want these
Debatable.
Yeah.
to know the meaning of horror. You want scared? Have a look behind you.
A long night, boys. I could use a little action.
The return of the Texas Chainsaw
that?
Massacre.
I don't know. I don't know. Remember. All right. Now, it's been a while, but I'll give you some lowdowns. Leatherface is wearing makeup and a dress in this movie because in the first movie, he is the mom at the table. He becomes the mom, and they ran with that.
Okay.
It's funny, Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, when they got famous, they put him on the cover.
Ah.
And they're like, we can sell it with them. And he's got a robotic cast because his leg's messed up. They don't really tell you why. But in this one, there's one really important weird fact. Leatherface has a child, has a daughter. And it's the same girl who played little Tina in Friday the 13th Part 7. So fun facts about that. After the second movie, they kept trying to figure out what they're going to do with this franchise.
Right.
You know, it can't just be the same thing over and over again. And in this one, they gave him... Okay. Renee Zellweger's crew goes to a prom and then run into everybody.
Okay.
So let's just run that. But as always, the studio stepped in, said make all these changes. So it's edited weird. But Matthew McConaughey gives his 100% as always as a crazy person. And they drop some seeds like he's talking to a guy and the guy says, I want them scared. And since there's no follow-up to this movie,
Okay.
there's nothing you can do about it. Like, each movie they kept trying. Now, this is 95. The Jessica Biel and Jordana Brewster movies are the early 2000s.
Okay.
Like 05.
Right.
06.
No, I know that, but
Oh.
like the timeline, because is it?
Oh,
the,
those are reboots.
Okay, so it
Or
has
prequels.
nothing. So
Well,
that's what I was asking.
the Jessica Biel is supposed to be a remake.
Okay.
And then the other one is a prequel to that remake.
Okay.
And then you got other ones like the one with Scott Eastwood and Boobs McGee.
Right.
I'm sorry, I forgot what.
I don't.
Yeah,
just
she was in what's the Rock movie? San Andreas.
Oh.
She played the daughter.
I don't know her name, but
Boobs
I know.
McGee.
Yeah.
But that's the one where she's related to them and throws the chainsaw and goes, "Do you think, cuz?"
Right.
And everybody went, "Oh no, don't do that." But this one was crazy. I saw it in the theater, and of course, and
Well.
I didn't care at the time, honestly, because the one before this one had Viggo Mortensen in it.
Yeah.
You know, these are all, look, 90% of your actors and actresses start in horror movies. That's
right.
Or end up in a horror movie. But this one just was, to me, it fell short in a lot of places, but it was good. Like, it was fun. Renee has some pipes. She can scream. She's really good in the role. And Matthew McConaughey, full accent and all, and he's from Texas, so it makes sense. That he did great. So, have you seen it? Do you think you've seen it?
I don't think so. Not
the middle ones, right?
Like not at that time.
I know you saw 2 because of me.
Yeah,
because that's my favorite, and 1 maybe just because it's famous.
I
but
saw the one with them in the radio studio. With
oh, that's 2.
Yeah,
with
that
Stretch.
one, with Stretch.
Caroline Williams, call us anytime.
But I don't think I've seen.
Right, that's
one.
2, and then so the 2 was like in early '80s. So there's jumps, but the timeline doesn't matter anymore. Like there's no putting places in. Like I don't think they say it's the '90s, but maybe in the movie they do. I haven't watched it in a while, but either way, '80s or '90s, you're still jumping from '73 to the '80s, and then you get 3, 4, and 5. Then they stop it and reboot in the early 2000s with Jessica and Jordana Brewster. But as far as this goes, now real quick, it says 94, but when I looked it up, just Googling it to check, it said 95. So
it said 95 in the trailer itself.
Right. So we're going to go with 95. So go see the movie if you haven't. And if you have, watch it again. Come back. Tell us what you think. And as always, if you have a request for a movie, just ask. We love that. And we have some great fans who are sending us some stuff, Mr. Garcia. But I'm trying to mix it up. We did the second one, me and Max. We did the second movie, and I like to jump around. Like me and Max are going to do Friday the 13th 6 or 7,
right?
Because we did the first one of that, second one of this one, Nightmare on Elm Street. We did the first one to get it out the way, and me and you did the second one.
Yes.
So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And they just call it The Next Generation, but it's technically part 4, either way. But like you said, they're not really connected, so maybe that's another reason why. But we try and bring you entertainment throughout space and time. So, I'm Colonel Chubbs.
And I'm Mrs. M.
Till next time. Over and out.